So Hare Krishna everyone. So we'll start our session, and before starting, what we'll do, we'll chant for one round, and as usually I was doing the chanting with all of you. So we'll read just one verse, and then we'll start our chanting. I'll share my screen. And we have a nice presentation, visual presentation, so please stay with this, and it will not be too long. I'll try to cover today's topic maybe in 25 to 30 minutes, and then we'll have question answer, then we'll end. So we'll do chanting, and so one verse we'll read from the scripture. So this verse you have heard several times, and it is there actually in Brihad Naradiya Purana, so one of the Puran, and also it is there in Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita. There it is also another scripture. So you can chant also with me. Harer Nama, Harer Nama, Harer Nameva Kevalam, Kalo Nastaiva, Nastaiva, Nastaiva Gatiranyatha. In this age of Kali, quarrel and hypocrisy, only means of deliverance is chanting the holy name of the Lord. There is no other way, there is no other way, there is no other way. So let's chant, everyone. So maybe, if possible, those who can switch on their video, so then we can have actually, um, encouragement. So everybody will be inspired from each other by their presence, physical presence, visual presence. So let us sit comfortably and focus on the point that in this day and age, to get the ultimate benefit, we need to chant the holy name of the Lord. In fact, today's the story I'll be telling, it is basically a historical event in Bhagavatam, that is also on chanting. So that will help also in chanting. Let's start chanting. जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gauravakta Vrinda. So, Hare Krishna, everyone. So, I'll just quickly go to the topic because we spent some time in chanting. So, this is very good that we chanted one round. And the topic is a second chance, and it is a life history of Ajamil. So, many times we hear the philosophy from Bhagavad Gita and from other revealed scriptures like the Upanishads or some other places, but many times we want to hear the example, life example, and with that example actually we become more like clear about the philosophy, what the philosophy wants to say. We could relate, and those examples are very many times very much similar to modern day example if you try to link. So this example of life history of Ajamil is about the glory of the chanting of the holy name. Okay, and the source of this life history is actually Srimad Bhagavatam. So all of you have heard about Srimad Bhagavatam. So there is Bhagavad Gita. Bhagavad Gita is about seven, not about, Bhagavad Gita is having 700 verses. And Bhagavad Gita, the background is that Arjuna is there in the battlefield and he is in a situation, he is in a difficult situation. Other side there is family members, and Krishna that time help him by giving the knowledge of Bhagavad Gita. Arjuna's illusion and confusion all goes away, and that knowledge actually directly is helpful for us also. And similarly, there is Srimad Bhagavatam, which is having 18,000 verses. So it is much bigger, in terms of number of verses. And Srimad Bhagavatam has many examples, life examples, and that's why it is very longer, lengthier. And this actually helps to clear the philosophy of Bhagavad Gita. Okay. So there are a couple of slides. This is about the glory of the holy name. I will skip it because all of you have heard glories of the holy name in many of the morning sessions and earlier sessions. So the history line is like this, that in the city of Kanyakubja lives a Brahmana. His name is Ajamil. So Ajamil is a Brahmana boy, and he born in Kanyakubj, and this place is actually very near to Kanpur. At the present time, its name is Kanauj. So those who are actually like most of you are first year, so you didn't come to Kanpur, so you will be knowing this place called Kanauj. So it is that place only. And this Ajamil Brahmana boy was having lot of like good qualities. So in traditional lifestyle, the Brahmanas would have a lot of good qualities. And what are the qualities? Like he was mild, gentle, well learned in the Vedas, kept control of mind and senses. So, and also he was obedient to elders, and whatever his elders would, those who are well wisher and teachers, whatever they would ask him to do, so he would humbly follow. And also he was worshipping Lord Narayana in his youth, in the order of his superiors basically. So one day it so happened that Ajamila went to the forest by the order of his father to gather some. Basically, it is mentioned, I think, some grass. It is mentioned here, let's say fruits, flowers, and kuso grass. If you hear this grass, kuso grass, it is used actually for worshipping Lord Vishnu. So it is one kind of paraphernalia for worshipping. And he went to the forest and to collect it. On the way home, he chances upon a man shamelessly embracing a woman in drunken stupor. So basically, when he was gathering those paraphernalia, he saw that in the forest there was one fourth class man and fourth class women. They were actually drunken, and they were shamelessly embracing each other, and hugging and kissing like that. And uh, and this kind of situation, Srila Prabhupada mentioned that it is not very uncommon at the present day and age. And Srila Prabhupada mentioned means it is 50 years before. And and at the present moment, if you take it, like it is even much more common and frequent. So Ajamila's case was accidental, that he happened to come across to that incident. But for us at the present day and age, you will come across not accidentally every now and then. So what happened? Let's see in case of Ajamil. Ajamila leaves the scene. So he goes back to his home basically, but his mind carries the women in his heart back home. So Ajamila was thinking about that incident, and specifically he was thinking about the women. And so what happened, his senses, Ajamila's senses became agitated, and his dormant desire to possess and enjoy with her surface. He tries very hard to control his desire with knowledge and intellect, but his mind overpowers him. So we have seen that Ajamila had the good sanskar. He has given lot of good knowledge and training. So with that, he was trying to control his mind that okay, I'll not think about it. But somehow or other he was thinking about that subject matter, and he was thinking and contemplating about that incident and thinking about the women again and again. So in Bhagavad Gita there is couple of verses in chapter 2, and you may have heard or you may not. So let's read it. ध्यातो विषयान् पुंसः सङ्गस्तेषुपजायते सङ्गात् सञ्जायते कामः कामात् क्रोधोऽभिजायते. So this is 262. It is saying, Krishna is saying that while contemplating the objects of the senses, a person develops attachment for them, and from such attachment lust develops, and from lust anger arises. So what happens here, it is a gradual process. Okay, so let me stop sharing my screen, so let me interact also a little bit. So what happens here, that in the yesterday's also in interaction with sir, a couple of questions were there, that how to control our thoughts. And sometimes we see unwanted things in our dream, and all those things are we saw like in the previous like earlier day question. So one thing is that this is all actually happening in the mental level. It is happening in our mind. And mind is the place where all the past impressions are there. So whatever we have done, let's say in this life or in the many hundreds and thousands and millions of lives before, those impressions are there. Of course, the impression which are stronger will have more impact, and those which are lighter will have lower impact. And although in this life we may not experience certain thing, but still in our dream or in naturally we may be attracted to such things, because in the past life or in this life unknowingly we have or knowingly we have done such things. For example, let me give you an example to illustrate it. Some people are, let's say, are very much interested to eat samosa. So what happens when they go outside, and if they see a samosa stall or something, so they will immediately will get attracted and they will feel like eating. It is because, and the other person is not interested. Why? Because the person who is interested, he or she may have has eaten samosa many times, and slowly developed a good taste for that certain object. So this is a light example, but in heavier case, what happens, that we, if we are not actually spiritually inclined, we will naturally be inclined towards material things, material hankering, and naturally certain things. Let's say, for in case of Ajamil, he was attracted to the women, so to the, and we'll be seeing later on that Ajamila was already married. So that's an interesting point. He was already married, and he had a very nice chaste wife, but still he was victim of this fourth class women. And and the sequence is sequence is given here in Bhagavad Gita. That first stage is that once we see certain object, if we contemplate on that subject matter, for example, let's say if we see a nice car, then we will be, if we are keep on thinking about the nice car, then what will happen? A person develops attachment for them. Okay, if I would have gotten that nice car or nice, let's say motorbike, two wheeler bike, or let's say cell phone. I think nowadays cell phone is more relevant. So the Apple latest Apple gadget, if I would have gotten, it will be so great, so many features and so much things are there. So slowly from contemplation the attachment has developed, and slowly that attachment, if it condenses, then what happens? Lust means something which is not always like sexual desire. It is something which is strong attachment, extremely strong attachment, that we cannot live without it. Lust is something which means that we cannot live without it. And usual case, actually male female attraction, in that case we call it lust, because that has strong attachment always. But it could happen with other object also. For example, I have given you example for Apple phone. And from lust anger arises. Why anger arises? Because there are two possibility: we can get this object or we may not get this object. So one possibility, if we get, let's say, Apple gadget, we invest lot of money, and if we get it, after some point of time it is temporary, right? There will be next version of the Apple gadget will come up, and again we will be thinking, our friend got the latest gadget and my gadget is the old, and the phone can fall from hand, crash, and many things. So meaning of temporary is that that somehow or other it will go away, or it will, we will lose interest from it, and will develop interest for the another thing. So therefore you can see that there will be anger and frustration. Okay, and if we do not get it, so this part is very clear: if we do not get it, then anger arises, frustration arises. And thereupon, like the next verse is saying, from anger complete delusion arises. So one will be deluded. So uh, one uh, uh, will fail, one will fail to discriminate what is good and bad. And you have seen this example that when people get angry, when they fight, they forget to discriminate that, okay, this is my good friend, okay, this is my one of the family member, and the family member have done so much for me. But because for the silly and small thing, and let's say the anger develops, that time we forget everything. And we have seen many example, people even attack each other, kill each other. And for the property, you may have heard that many times people kill their own brother and do many kinds of criminal activities, because in anger people completely become deluded, and from delusion bewilderment of memory. So whatever the memory, that is the similar thing, that whatever the good things are there in the memory, so all become lost. And when memory is bewildered, intelligence is lost. Actually intelligence is here, so discrimination is lost here. And when one fail to discriminate, then one falls in the material pool again. Okay, so we'll continue. So we'll discuss about this verse even later also. It will come again and again, this type, these verses. So we paused at that point, that Ajamila was keep on contemplating in his mind about that fourth class women. And naturally what will happen, next point is from contemplation there will be attachment, and from attachment there will be lust developing. Or in other word, it is written here: thinking, feeling, and then willing means I want her. So Ajamila is thinking that I must get her somehow or other. So Ajamila took that woman first, as a servant in his household. Why? Because Ajamila was already married, and he has his aged old father and mother, so he could not directly bring her in any other form. So he was planning actually how I can make my plan successful. And within a short time he abandoned his wife and gave up his chaste wife, family, and his spiritual activities. So he gave up his family, means father, mother also he rejected, thrown out, let's say, he put them in old age home. And uh, and uh, and spiritual activity, for example, as a brahmana, whatever spiritual activity he was doing, he stopped everything. And then what he started doing, uh, he engaged in sinful or illegal activities. Why? In the beginning, he to maintain that lady, in the beginning Ajamila invested all his inherited father's property, and then slowly that property is temporary, it will be exhausted. Then to maintain that women, Ajamila started doing sinful activity, and he started cheating, plundering, and he started doing so many sinful activity. And in this way, Ajamila passed 88 years of his life, and it was very quick because he was so absorbed in enjoying the woman, and the way he was engaged in sinful activity, he didn't realize that 88 years of his life has passed. And Ajamila begot 10 sons, 10 children from that lady, and the youngest of whom was merely a baby. But somehow or other, because Ajamila in the earlier life, you have seen that he was engaged in pious activity, somehow or other he could name the last son as Narayana. And in our traditional system we have seen that many times the children are named after the name of Vishnu, like Vishnu, Narayana, Krishna, Rama, like that way. And so Ajamila gave that name, and the child's broken language and awkward movements attracted and captivated Ajamila in his old age. So like how old people are, like grandmother and grandfather, they are very much attracted to us as a young child. So similarly, Ajamila, old man, so he was attracted and very much um, affectionate affectionate towards this small child Narayan. And some points are mentioned here. When Ajamila chewed food and ate it, he called the child to chew and ate it. And when he drank, he called the child to drink too. Always engaged in taking care of the child and calling his name Narayana. At all the time, Ajamila could not understand that his own time was now exhausted and death was coming to him. So he was all the time playing with Ajamila, and this way he was spending his time, but he could not realize that his death has already come. And when time of death arrived, Ajamila, in great fear and bewilderment, began thinking exclusively of his son Narayana. So like he has no other engagement at that time, very old man, nobody cares him. Like when people gets old at this modern day and age, they are very much like lonely, nobody is there to take care them. So they usually think about their affectionate object. For Ajamila, the affection was towards his child Narayana, so he was thinking and calling Narayana. And at his deathbed, he saw three terrifying looking persons approaching him with a noose to bring him back to Yamaraj. So, what happens at the time of death? We don't die like for no reason. There is always a reason, and what happens at the time of death actually is we have two bodies we have mentioned several times. One is gross body, another is subtle body, which is made up with mind, intelligence, and false ego. And soul is spiritual. So at the time of death, basically the subtle body and gross body, they separates, and the subtle body and the soul, they together goes away and take a new body. And what how it happens, for sinful people, those who are who live actually in a away from the Vedic culture, basically, or away from the pious life. For that case, the Yamadutas, the order carrier of Yamraj, they actually come and they bring ropes. So these ropes are actually very subtle, and with this rope, they bind the subtle body. Okay, they bind the subtle body. Of course, nobody can touch the soul. Soul is spiritual, and these Yamadutas, they have certain kind of subtle rope, which by which they bind the subtle body, and they separate by force the gross body and subtle body, and they take the subtle body to the planet of Pitraloka, so Yamaraja's planet. And there, based on the record, whatever they have done, pious activity and sinful activity, and they are given certain judgment and then certain punishment, and they get another new body. And within 8.4 millions of species, they rotate based on their karma, and then again they get human body. If they do pious activity, they go up. Impious activity go down. So this way it rotates. Ajamila cries out for his son Narayana, plentifully and loudly. He does it without thought, in genuine anxiety, and with tears in his eyes. Somehow or other, Ajamila chanted the holy name of Narayana. So, out of fear, Ajamila had no other shelter except his son, he was thinking. So, like when somebody is in great fear and dangerous situation, whatever shelter he thinks and whoever can save him, they think or call for them. For Ajamila, there was nobody. Everybody rejected him except little child who was around him. So therefore, Ajamila naturally chanted the name of, not chanted actually, he called his son's name Narayana. But Narayana is a spiritual sound vibration. So he called the holy name of the Lord. And because Ajamila chanted in a great anxiety and without any offense, so you have heard about 10 kinds of offense in your morning session. So Ajamila didn't commit any of these 10 offenses. So without offense, Ajamila chanted the holy name of Narayana, although he didn't wanted to mean the actual Narayana. But nonetheless, the holy name of Narayana actually acted, and immediately the order carriers of Vishnu, so called Vishnu Dutas, so they appeared in the scene. So now we have two groups of personality. One is Yamadutas, and another side there are Vishnu Dutas. So the Vishnu Dutas arrived because they heard the holy name of their supreme master from the mouth of the dying Ajamila. The Vishnu Dutas stopped the Yamadutas from snatching Ajamila's soul from the core of his heart with resounding voice. So Vishnu Dutas told to Yamadutas, "Stop! Don't take the subtle, like basically don't take Ajamila at this point. So stop now." And Yamadutas challenged Vishnu Dutas, and at this point, Srimad Bhagavatam explains. Of course, there is another small book called A Second Chance. So that small book also is a very interesting reading material. In vedabase.io, you can go that website and you will find the same title, A Second Chance. So there you will see elaborate discussion between the Yamadutas and Vishnudutas about who is right, and they had a great fight, verbal fight at this point. And first of all, Yamadutas will tell, here you can see, uh, they justify. So Yamadutas challenged Vishnudutas. So Yamadutas are first telling to Vishnudutas that why you are stopping us. We have lot of evidences, lot of record that this guy Ajamila is so much sinful. He has committed in his 88 years of life anything and everything. So any all kinds of sinful activities. So why you are stopping us? So that is the question of Yamadutas. And Yamadutas tell actually at that point that to the Vishnudutas that all of you look very gentle and very effulgent, and you seem to be coming from Vaikuntha or heavenly planet, and you are so cultured. Why you are stopping us in doing the righteous activity, that is punishing a criminal? So at that point, Vishnudutas reply back to the Yamadutas, and the question they ask at this point, that what are the religious principle? Why you are punishing this person? So what do you know about the religious principle? Yamadutas will answer them what is the religious principle, and they will tell at that point that whatever is there in the Vedas, actually that is the word of the Supreme Lord. That is, Vedas are not actually created by human. Vedas are the manual for human, like this world basically. That is the manual given at the time of creation, and and it is like that. So whatever is there in the Vedas, Yamadutas will tell that that is the dharma, and beside that everything is adharma, like that. And but finally Vishnudutas will tell them, let me see if it is there in the slide. Yeah, so it is coming towards that point that Vishnudutas will tell that they will tell in a different way. So let me read it. Vishnudutas are saying, alas, how painful it is that irreligion is being introduced into an assembly where religion should be maintained. So Yamadutas are supposed to maintain the religion, dharma, but Vishnudutas are saying that all of like you came here and punishing this Ajamil, it is not correct, and you are doing actually irreligion here. And continuation is, indeed you are now punishing a sinless, unpunishable person. So Vishnuduta's point is that Ajamila is sinless at this point. And why it is sinless, their justification you can see here from Srimad Bhagavatam. If a person unaware of the effective potency of a certain medicine takes that medicine or is forced to take it, it will act even without his knowledge, because its potency doesn't depend on the patient's understanding. So you know that we go to doctor, we don't know many times what is the potency of the medicine, we take it, we get cured. And sometimes even unknowingly we take something, some let's say food stuff which are like curing the disease, then automatically it heals even though we don't know it. Similarly, even though one doesn't know the value of chanting the holy name of the Lord, if one chants knowingly or unknowingly, the chanting will be very effective. So Yamadutas are saying here, I have, I think, few of the slides. I'll stop share and I'll just summarize, with my words, so that we don't go beyond time. So basically, so Vishnudutas are saying that Ajamil is sinless at this point, because Ajamil was continuously chanting Narayana, Narayana, and Narayana, although he was calling his name. And by this chanting, it is a medicine to cure all kinds of disease. And one can do if someone does any sinful activity, one can do atonement, and different types of atonements are there in the scripture. But that atonement is not permanent, because let's say I have one typical example is that in Christian society, they have, I think, in the Saturday or someday, they go to the church and they confess in front of the priest that, or in front of Jesus, that I have committed this sinful activity, please forgive me. So this is an atonement process. So without let's say, usually I think they do on Friday, and then they come out and they do lot of sinful activity in the weekend, drinking and eating meat and all kinds of sinful activity. And then throughout the week, again in the weekend, they will come and they, of course, not everybody does, in many cases they do. So this is a typical example that this atonement is not the right process. Sinning and atoning is not the right process of uh, of getting rid of sinful activity. But whereas if one takes to the bhakti yoga, devotional activity, specifically by chanting the holy name of the Lord, then one's sinful activity will permanently will be eradicated. And in case of Ajamil, actually, because he was chanting the holy name of the Lord, knowingly or unknowingly, his sinful activities are all nullified. And he's at this point, Ajamila is sinless. And finally, the conclusion will be that Yamadutas will be defeated, and Vishnudutas will also live at that point. And Ajamil will realize that I have committed so much sinful activity, and I have born in so good family. My parents were giving so good sanskar to me, and I have rejected them in the old age. I don't know what happened to them. And my wife, I was having a chaste wife, she was constantly supporting me in my spiritual activity, and I have abandoned her. So he will realize all his past deeds, and immediately he will get up from his deathbed, and he will go to Haridwar towards north. So from Kanyakuj to Haridwar, it's about maybe 700-800 kilometers. He will walk all the way, and in Haridwar he will take deep in the Ganges, and he will chant the holy name and do the devotional activity. And in this way he will spend 12 more years. So that means he will spend 100 years of his life. And at that age, after 12 years, same Vishnudutas who came at his deathbed earlier, they will come, and with a spiritual aeroplane, and they will take Ajamila to the spiritual planet. So the lesson actually from here is that the devotional activity, it is a permanent solution for all kinds of material problem, and this can award us the highest benediction. Because we may do many yoga asana and many other yogic postures, meditation, many things we can do, but that will relieve you temporarily. So for example, let's say if we do physical asanas and all, our health will be temporarily benefited. But when our health will be strong, what will happen? We'll commit sinful activity. When we are strong and stout, what we will do? We'll just go and do all sinful activity, because we are strong. And in meditation also, you see many times people get the mystic power, and they can live longer, and they have many mystic power. With that, they become proud, puffed up, and they harm actually other people. Let's say when uh, other people's activity make them angry, then immediately they commit sinful activity. There are many examples of such cases. But when someone takes the devotional activity, one becomes very, very humble, because they always see there is a master. For this case, we see that Narayana, so the devotees of Narayana, they are seeing that Narayana is the master. Why should I unnecessarily claim proprietorship? So they are very, very humble, and they give all credit to their master, Narayana or Krishna or Vishnu or Rama. So like that way, actually, the devotional process is the safest and awards the highest benediction. So thank you everyone for joining. It's exactly 8. I'll take couple of questions and then we'll end.
Thank you so much, sir. It was a really good session on life of Ajaman. So you really beautifully explained how holy name can protect us from the greatest dangers. Thank you so much, Sir Suvendu, sir. And now maybe
Yeah, couple of
few
question, Viraj.
questions.
Let's see if anybody has any question
Yes.
about the life history. I spoke very briefly.
Yes, thank you very much, sir, for such an enlightening session. On behalf of our first year boys, I would like to ask this question. Like you mentioned that Ajamila incidentally saw this such a incident that Shudra is embracing woman, then he got victim to that. But nowadays, like internet is very freely available and very easily students can access all these things, and it's really means difficult to get away from these things. Like many students suffer from such freely available resources. So and here that in that case we also saw that Ajamila was intellectually aware that this is not the right thing. Similarly, students also know that we should not indulge in such activities, but still they get victim to these activities. So how they can uh, restrain from such activities? So can you please throw some light on this? Hare Krishna.
Yeah, thank you, Jivnes. Yeah, this is a very practical question. Actually, this thing, this is a very practical situation, and many things can be done. And I would suggest like few of the things. That one thing is having a good association. For example, in our mind, there are a lot of impressions, as I mentioned, and if our impressions are past impressions, usually are not very good. That's why we born in Kali Yuga. And naturally, when we see some sinful activity, we will immediately get attracted. Let's say if we sit in internet, and there will be instead of like studying, some other things will attract us, because naturally our mind has a lot of sinful or the negative impressions. So that will automatically attract. So how we can help? So when we theoretically know that it is not good, so we try to take good association. For example, let's say in our Zoom session, ideally actually this is not the best platform. We would have the physical association. We would sit together in Sar's home. So but that is not happening anyway. But in that case, if you see, like if we bring ourselves to the association, we cannot do anything except the devotional activity. So naturally, in a good association, I cannot open the internet and do something which is awkward actually. So that is one practical thing, association. And yes, scripture always say about association. Sadhu sanga সর্বশাস্ত্রে কয়, লাভমাত্র সাধু সঙ্গে সর্বসিদ্ধি হয়. So this is the most powerful tool or powerful method to come out from such thing. You may actually this chanting, even like chanting for 1 hour, it's so difficult task if I do alone. But if we sit together with all of the devotees, it's so easy and smooth. We feel like 2 hours is nothing. So this is one thing. There are many other things, like subtle things, like we take a good diet, we try to live in mode of goodness as much as possible, and we avoid all kinds of situation where we might be victim. Ajamila was a victim, and we have to consciously avoid situations where we might be a victim. So consciously we have to put effort, and we are intelligent enough to avoid such scenarios. Okay. what if someone does what if someone does sinful activities, and every time after committing sin he chants and he takes Lord's name as an excuse to his sin? Is it possible that he will ever get back to Godhead. Kirti Vardhan Singh. So this is a actually we should not do it. We should be very careful. This is exactly one of the offense of the holy name. Namnath Balat, just Papaha something is there in Sanskrit. To commit sinful activities on the strength of the holy name of the Lord. So holy name has a strength, and with that strength we are committing sinful activity. How? Like as you have mentioned that we know that holy name can eradicate all the sinful reactions, so we commit sinful activity and again we chant. So this is an offense. So when we commit the sinful when we commit the offense or aparad, then we cannot actually go back to Godhead. We cannot. So when someone does this, as sir mentioned also in the yesterday's class, when one do commit offense in the holy name, one may get one will be deviated from spiritual life slowly. How? In terms of, like, let's say material benefit, one will be given a lot of material benefit and he will forget, oh, I have to chant. So he gets, let's say, some wealth, some position, prestige. So he immediately bewilders, oh, I got so much thing. He forgets chanting and he started enjoying those things. And then slowly the death comes, and of course whatever he does, it will be carried forward. But one life or few lives are wasted because of committing the offense. So why should I commit offense if we want to go back to Godhead in this lifetime? Why to waste several lifetime? Yeah. So any more question or we end here? Okay, I think we'll end here. Thank you everyone. So we can end, Dhiraj, maybe.